Hi guys, this is on the blue cloud. I'm going to do a recap of Step by Step, episode 9, and I'm going to share more of my thoughts, so I won't really follow the order of what really happened in the serie. First of all, I think I'm going to mention Pat's feelings, his parents, Eunjang's feelings, and I'll briefly move on to A and Kan's story, but also Jab and Jen. I might not follow exactly what I said because honestly, I'm still overwhelmed and sad after this episode. Oh my goodness. Forgive me if it's a bit messy, but anyway, I will try my best to share what I wanted to say, and as usual, some spoilers ahead. So we have seen Pat lost in his thoughts, and I really like those scenes where we did a flashback when we were at the bar and dancing, and it was slowly different because we get to see another perspective, like when Pat put his hands around Jeng's neck. Jeng was surprised, he didn't expect it at all. And when about a day off, I was confused, like he texted to Pishod, but when he got a reply so quick from Kunjeng, like what? But that was private, wasn't it? Or maybe Pishod asked him right away? I don't know. I missed something. Especially when there was a scene, it was so dramatic but so funny, like it was the background music like a thriller movie or something, or a scary movie, and the way it was filmed. Even it was Kunjeng who came to see Pishod and asked him about Pat, and he didn't know what Pat asked for a day off. Oh my goodness. Okay, at first I was so confused, upset, annoyed or whatever, but yeah, I was feeling down. I didn't understand Pat at that time because he gave me the impression that he was kind of being duped or cheated by Kunjeng. Even in the first episode when he was talking with his friends, he seemed more like to respect and to admire Kunjeng. And yes, despite he said he just wanted to work with him, but he described Kunjeng like someone who is wealthy, professional and handsome. And I think we can relate to Pat that if we were to encounter someone like Kunjeng, it's quite hard to dare to imagine ourselves being with them in a romantic way. But it's more like an admiration. Maybe I'm wrong, but it's what made me feel. So the fact that he rejected Kunjeng, not because he doesn't like Kunjeng, it's just that in the meantime he was struggling at work, especially because of his co-workers, and when after his ex appeared suddenly in his life, like what the heck, after he left him, I think it's kind of too much to handle. And the main part is because, like Kunjeng said to him a few times, at work Pat has potential. So he kind of has trust issues, not only in himself but also in others. That's why he has a doubt with Kunjeng's and maybe others. So he has to believe in himself that he has some capabilities. Like maybe he thinks he doesn't deserve to be loved, but also after what Put did to him 2 years ago, he doesn't want to fall in love again, to be hurt again. I think he just wants to adjust himself with the work and to find other goals in his life. I also think because of Put, but also because of his parents who are divorced, it impacted him so much. His vision of love has completely changed. So even though his reaction toward Jeng's confession made me sad and it was so harsh from him, I actually understand him at some point. I think he's so scared of his turn, and he also thinks Kunjeng played with his feelings. In addition, Kunjeng is his boss, so it might be because you should put a line between a boss and an employee. It's so messed up, but like he have to settle things up. Like I mean, he needs some time alone. And the scene at the end when he opened the big box of snacks and the small card, and the way he looked at it, he might change his mind slowly. About Kunjeng, as I said for the previous episode, he was so courageous to finally say it out loud, but it's kind of a wrong timing, or because not really, even though it made him hurt so much and it made Pat so lost. It's because maybe it's kind of turning points to both of them. I feel like they should see in the theater the episode 9, but okay. And in this episode, we get to see another side of Kunjeng. his vulnerability, his deep feelings for Pat, and the fact that he's already an adult in his 30s, but he has shown us love or emotions can't be controlled. And despite his fierce looks, but honestly, I don't really think he has these fierce looks, but I agree that whenever I see him, he's so charismatic, he's out of a league, and he's someone you have to respect. I mean, you should respect everyone, but in this case, due to his background, family, his status, and even the way he managed at work, he has a professional side, and on top of that, he's a matured man. You can't deny it, but you have a feeling of admiration for him. So it's not really shocking because first, everyone can fall in love with who they want. The heart has its reasons, but we don't understand. And it's because he's after all a human being. But the surprising thing was the way he was so deeply affected by Pat, and he wanted to be strong, but at the same time, no, it's not at the same time, but at the end, he broke in tears. That was shocking. He broke in tears in front of his younger brother. That was a big surprise because in my opinion, we tend to see him as someone who never shows his true feelings, except in episode 8 we were in a monologue, but it's just that we didn't expect it at all, like Kunjeng. Really? But yeah, when I saw him in that state, even before he broke out, I felt his pain through his eyes. Wow. The scene where he wanted to speak with Pat alone and that Pat was so harsh with his words, it hurts so much. Like, I don't even have a new vocabulary to explain how much it destroyed someone's heart. Like, it destroyed not only Kunjeng's heart but also mine. Do you even believe this? And the fact that it also melted my heart because after what he went through, I mean like being rejected and being hurt, he still cared for Pat. For example, before wanting to speak with him, when Kunjeng saw Pat was feeling cold, he immediately took his vest off to give to Pat. But Pat refused it because he was scared that this gesture could be seen as inappropriate or something like this. And it's because the fact that, especially when they were not alone, so maybe he's scared by that. And Kunjeng was also preparing a birthday cake for him. That was so sweet, like wow. And he also sent to him a box full of his favorite snacks. Like he said, it's too good to be true. It's like a dream. I agree that Pat said it doesn't make sense that someone like Kunjeng could like him. It's unbelievable, but still, after seeing whose gestures full of affection and caring, Pat should be thankful to have him and hope he can make up the next time. Like, he's the one who's responsible of Jeng's tears. So please be kind to Kunjeng, okay? That was so intense, and then we had a scene with E who already has a big womb, and even though it kind of not making sense to let her giving birth on the street, well, on the bus, I think they wanted to show us some good news, like they want to compensate by whose heartbroken scene with Kunjeng and Pat. So they're like, yeah, we give you some happy moment, okay? But it's like, I don't know how to feel. But yeah, I guess like everyone was lost in their thoughts, and also us. But when a baby was born, it could bring them some miracle and some happiness. But seriously, the whole scene was indeed ridiculous, but at the same time heartwarming. So I really like the couple and Canon. They looks good together. And I also appreciate that Pat stood for his friend by saying people shouldn't take some photos or videos or whatever, and that he could sue them all. That was clearly so wrong from these people. Like, they don't understand the word privacy and the word respect. Anyway, this good news brought people together, and by people, I mean her friends and even Jane, Put and Jeng, who congratulated them. And I nearly didn't recognize Bim, and I feel like in his eyes he was kind of sad, because yes, he definitely has feelings for E, but now it's too late. He's going to be his friends forever, not more than that. Like, she has now a husband, so it's too late for him. He's the third guy who is heartbroken, but not really, because I know that Kujeng and Pat is going to happen someday. And maybe Jab and Jen, but for these two I don't really know. Jane and Jab, they are cute together, seriously, but I think the main fault was the screen time and the plot. The plot for them didn't really do justice to them, because I feel like we missed something, and because we get to see only some pieces of a story, in my opinion, I can't really be invested in, and it's a pity. I also understand why Jane kind of insulted. I don't understand. It's not I also understand, but I don't understand why Jane kind of insulted Jab, because he was the one in a relationship and didn't communicate well with him, and on top of that, he initiated the kiss, but his apologies made it worse. Like, he clearly hurt Jab. I don't know if he realized himself that Jab was so hurt by his word and him. So really, I don't understand. I don't know what happens to both of them. On top of that, he initiated the kiss, but his apologies made it worse. Like, he clearly hurt Jab. I don't know if he realized himself that Jab was so hurt by his word and him.